All right, hi there, everybody. Meteorologist Greg D. A video update on Elsa today. Haven't been able to get to these yet. I've been on almost continuously, it feels like, through the morning on our show. But here's the latest, and you'll get some pretty fresh information here as we've been really watching a lot of the data. Rain and wind increasing. The rain is going to come first. The wind is really going to lag with the system. I think much of the afternoon is going to be fine across the Bay Area. Not much in the way of wind until we get later tonight after sunset. So take a look at the wind speeds in Tampa, ramping up after the 9 o'clock hour by 11, sustained over 30 miles an hour. Gusts here could be even stronger. And this is what I'm really concerned about. Some of these gusts, strongest winds around Tampa Bay, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., consistently gusting in that 50 to 60 mile an hour range. That's a strong summertime thunderstorm. 58 miles per hour is severe. So these could be in the severe thunderstorm range, and that's why you could get tree branches down and some power outages. The track really hasn't changed, and we'll get little updates to this throughout the afternoon. The one thing to watch for is if the center does go inland here on the east side of the cone into Tampa Bay, the heaviest weather would be Polk, Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands County over towards Orlando. The winds would be strongest around Tampa Bay. If it goes farther west, which I think is more likely, just offshore, then it's right along the coast west of 75 where the worst storms, winds, and rains will be. The maximum intensity of the storm in the forecast has been increased to 70 miles an hour. 4 miles away from hurricane strength. So just as a precaution, the Hurricane Center has issued a hurricane watch from Egmont Key, including the bay, north towards the Steinhatchee River in the Florida Big Bend. This does not mean this will be a hurricane. I think it's going to stay a tropical storm. But if it does make it to that level, it doesn't really change anything for us. I think the impacts with the storm remain the same. Here's how it times out. In the yellow are tropical storm force winds, sustained winds of 40 to 60 miles an hour. They'll move into Sarasota County after 5 o'clock, after 6 o'clock in Manatee County, and by 8 o'clock be entering southern Pinellas and Hillsborough counties, including downtown Tampa. By 11 o'clock in the evening, winds above 60 miles an hour sustained along the coast. So if you live along and to the west of 75 and then along and to the west of 19 in Pinellas and Manatee and Sarasota County, you could get sustained winds above 60 miles an hour during the overnight hours, with gusts approaching, if not exceeding, hurricane strength. Those winds will then extend north based on this Hurricane Center forecast as of 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Some of those strong winds sustained at 60 could even extend as far east as I-275 in Hillsborough County. That could be West Chase, Carrollwood, Keystone, Town and Country, downtown Tampa, maybe South Tampa, over towards the bridges, most of or all of Pinellas County, and then Pasco County and Hernando along the coast. Those winds shrinking as it heads north tomorrow morning. And after 8 o'clock on Wednesday, storm is done in terms of the winds for all of us. As the center passes north of you, onshore flow begins. That's going to start piling up the water. Here's the problem. It happens at night. Storm surge at night, very dangerous. You're sleeping, you're not aware of it, but that's when the water starts to come in. Because this is forecast to now be slightly stronger, the intensity of the surge has been increased to 3 to 5 feet from Tampa Bay north. Now, that water is coming in at a high tide, but it's not an astronomical high tide. The tide around 3:30 in the morning in the bay is a foot lower than it will be before it and the high tide that will follow it. So that could help maybe dampen some of the risks in terms of some of the storm surge. Also looking at a tornado threat. A level 2 out of 5, slight severe weather risk for much of the Bay Area. I expect tornado watches to be issued later today. And there's flood watches for all of us. This by far could be the biggest impact. 4 to 6 inches of rain or more could cause all kinds of localized flooding. All of these maps are in my Instagram stories, my Twitter feed, and Facebook page. You can follow me there at Greg D. Weather for the latest updates throughout the storm. The latest model thinking as of Monday mid-morning is for the rain to become scattered and then widespread after 4 o'clock. Once it starts raining after, let's say, 4 or 5, it's basically just going to rain continuously. Each successive band of rain will have stronger winds in it until you get to the one that has the center. Now, right now, the model, look at this. See this little donut shape? That's the center. It keeps the center just offshore. So this rain band here, right at the coast, this is where you're going to get sustained 50 to 60 mile an hour winds or more with hurricane force gusts. Out here towards Polk, Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands County, gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour, and maybe some isolated tornadoes. All of this accompanied by very heavy rain. This is 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Big improvements by tomorrow afternoon. I think after 8 a.m. on Wednesday, the storm is done for us. And as we head into the rest of the week, typical Florida weather with temperatures in the low 90s and just afternoon and evening storms during the afternoons and evenings. I've got you posted throughout the day on social media. Check out my Instagram stories throughout the day, my Twitter feed for the latest up-to-the-minute updates, and some longer updates typed out with maps and all kinds of data on my Facebook page throughout the day. Stay safe and dry, everybody. I'll see you back here early tomorrow morning. We're starting our live show Tuesday at 4 a.m.